a little zen today. So the question that I'm gonna ask you is why? If you don't know, one, what I'm talking about, we'll figure that out in a second, or two, you don't know why, let me tell you my why, and then maybe we can figure out what your why is going to be. So, why do I do what I do? Why is Paleo Num Yums here? Many of you have heard my story before. I've read it in books. I've heard it from people's mouths. A good friend of mine just recently reminded me that people don't buy what you're selling, they buy why you're selling it. So here's my why. 6 years ago, I changed my lifestyle for no other reason than myself. And I get it from a lot of parents, especially moms, but dads too, that their kids are first. And I get it. I have 3 beautiful children, but 6 years ago, I put myself before all of them. I put myself before my husband. I put myself before my kids. I looked in the mirror. I didn't like what I saw, and I had had enough. So I changed. And yes, it's very simple for me to sit here and tell you just to wake up one day and change, but I personally had hit my rock bottom. While I didn't really know how bad I felt, the main reason I started was very vain. I didn't like the way I looked. I wanted to look better. I wasn't happy in my own skin. I didn't recognize the person looking back at me. So I changed. Long story that I got to Paleo Num Yums, I got a trainer, which turned me into high intensity training, which led me into CrossFit, which fits my personality. And that's where I met a nutritionist. And that's really where I started seeing the biggest change. The nutritionist taught me how to eat. And I had a fantastic support system. My husband was behind me, my family was behind me. I had friends at the gym that, really kind of inspired me to do better. I was having a lot of fun because those people at the gym, it was fun to work out with them. And it wasn't work to me. Now, don't get me wrong. There are really hard days. There are really easy days. There are successful days where you feel like you're on top of the world. And there are days that you kind of wonder why you're doing what you're doing, which sometimes is a very good thing for me to tell you because it reminds me of my why and it reminds me of the inspiration that I had along the way. So when I actually kind of got into the business, I kind of thought, well, I was successful. It's been 6 years total. I've kept the weight off. I look great. Most importantly though, I feel great. Like I said before, I didn't understand how bad I felt until I felt good. And that's really where the shift. I stopped worrying about what my body looked like and I started feeling good about myself. I started having better self-esteem. I started feeling sexier. And for a mom of 3 kids, hitting 40, that is very important because if you feel good about yourself, if you love yourself, you have more to give to other people. So when I started Paleo Num Yums, I took a look at what helped me get to make my success. And I implemented that into my business plan. And the things that I struggled with, I tried to figure out a way to make them easier for other people. The struggles that I had, I wanted to see if I could fix them for my clients to make things easier across the board. Please do not get me wrong. We are not the magic pill. There is no magic pill. There's nothing better to get you to your end goal than a game plan. And I hate to tell you, but this is the truth. Hard work. You have to put in the work to get the results. If you take shortcuts, your results are going to reflect that. So it's hard. It's hard to feed your family healthy. It's hard to feed yourself healthy. It's hard to wake up every day and figure out what you're going to eat. So that's why I've done what I've done, is to make things easier in the long run. It also helps that I truly enjoy helping people, that what keeps me going 6 years later is that person that walks in and has lost 10 pounds after trying to lose 10 pounds for 6 months, or the person that walks in and tells me that their kids are eating better because they've got turned on to some food from here and their kids are actually excited about coming in here. It's the client that comes in and their kids are shopping in the grab and go. It's my kids when they're here that are hungry and they decide to shop out of our grab and go and they try new foods. I'm not saying that every day is fantastically wonderful and super easy. 6 years later, I still struggle, but it is about who you surround yourself with. It's about your support system. Find those people that inspire you. Find those people that are gonna push you to be a better version of yourself, and find your own why. And it's okay if that why is a really selfish reason, because you're the only one there for your kids. You're the only one there for your spouse. You know, you only have one life. And, you know, I used to think that life was too short. Life was too short to say no to the cake or to say no to certain things. And while I still think that life is too short, I do believe that there are better food options, that I don't go without great food. Yes, do I say no to cake? Sometimes I do, even though cake is my thing. I love cake. Cupcakes and pastries are my jam, but I've learned how to incorporate them in moderation and to keep me on track and to keep me reaching for my goals. So no, life is too short to sit back and be unhappy in your own skin, because you are all you've got. So if you need help, if you need support, if you need someone to talk to, or if you just need to pick up lunch for the day, Paleo Num Nums has got your back. So y'all have a fantastic rest of the day and a fantastic weekend. Goodbye.